All right, everyone, welcome. Today, we're going to establish the foundational concept that will really guide your entire careers: food security. Now, this isn't just another topic in a course, it's the ultimate goal of the entire food system, and understanding it is absolutely central to the work you are about to do.
Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to start with the official definition from the 1996 World Food Summit, because honestly, every single word here matters. All people, at all times. That speaks to universality, to consistency. Physical and economic access. That tells you it's not enough for food to just exist somewhere. And sufficient, safe, and nutritious. That covers quantity, quality, and health. This is the definition you'll see again and again in research papers, in policy documents, and in the mission statements of companies you might one day work for. It really is our guiding principle.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by unpacking what food security really is. Then we'll trace how our understanding of it has changed over time. After that, we'll break down its 4 critical dimensions, and then, most importantly, we'll connect it all back to your future role as a food scientist.
Now, the first and most crucial point to get is this. Food security is a far more complex idea than simply not being hungry. While hunger is, of course, a terrible symptom of food insecurity, it's only one piece of a much, much larger puzzle.
You know, a person could technically have enough calories to not feel hungry, but still be severely food insecure. How? Well, maybe they lack essential vitamins, what we call hidden hunger. Or maybe the food they eat isn't safe. Or perhaps they just have no idea where next week's meals are coming from. So true food security addresses the quality, the safety, and the reliability of your food, not just the sheer quantity of calories.
What's really interesting is that our understanding of food security didn't just appear overnight. It actually evolved over decades, often in response to major world crises that forced us to think differently. The concept shifted from a very narrow view focused on production to the much more holistic one we have today. This timeline here shows a really clear progression. After World War II, the focus was all on national production. It was the era of the Green Revolution. Just grow more food. But by the 1980s, the Nobel laureate Amartya Sen did this groundbreaking work on the Bengal famine of 1943, and he showed that millions starved even while the region was exporting food. His crucial insight was that starvation is a problem of access, not just availability. That shifted the entire focus to the individual. And then in recent decades, we added the final layers of nutrition and stability to create the complete 4-part framework we use today.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates that paradigm shift. We went from asking a pretty simple national supply question to asking a much more complex question about individual entitlement, which is basically the set of goods a person can command based on their rights and resources. This change in perspective, it was truly a revolution in how we approach this problem.
All right, so let's break down that modern framework, starting with the very first dimension: availability. This is the foundation that everything else is built on.
So, at its core, availability is all about the supply side. Is there physically enough food in a given country or region? And this food can come from a bunch of places: domestic farms, imports, food aid, or what's held in strategic reserves. It's really the big picture inventory of a nation's food supply. But even this foundational dimension faces enormous threats. Climate change is making farming way less predictable. Resources like land and water are getting scarcer. And a staggering amount of food, we're talking up to 40% in some regions, is lost after harvest before it ever reaches a consumer. As food scientists, tackling post-harvest loss is one of the most direct ways you will contribute to solving this problem, whether it's through simple tech like hermetic storage bags or more advanced preservation methods.
Okay, let's move on to the second dimension, because having food available in a country is totally meaningless if people can't actually get it. This is the dimension of access.
Access is all about whether people have the means to obtain that food. This could be economic access. Do you have the money to buy it? It could be physical access. Can you actually get to a market? Or it could even be social access. Are you being excluded because of your gender or social status? It's all about resources and power at the household level.
And the failure of this dimension is just staggering. Globally, we produce enough food to feed everyone on the planet. And yet, over 700 million people suffer from chronic hunger. This is not a global production problem. It's a catastrophic failure of access. It's a problem of poverty and inequality, plain and simple.
So, we have food available and we have people accessing it. But we're still not done. We now add the last 2 dimensions that really complete the picture and make the system whole: utilization
and stability.
Utilization. This is about what happens after you eat. It's your body's ability to properly absorb and use nutrients. And this requires not just food, but things like clean water, sanitation, and basic healthcare. Today, we face this really complex triple burden, where undernourishment still exists right alongside hidden hunger, which affects about 2 billion people, and a rapid rise in overweight and obesity.
And finally, we have stability. This is the time dimension. It asks the question, is the whole system resilient? Can a household or a community or an entire country withstand a shock, like a flood, a job loss, or a pandemic, without plunging into a food crisis? You see, food security isn't a one-time thing you achieve. It has to be sustained over time.
So there we have it. We've built the complete four-dimensional framework: availability, access, utilization, and stability. Now let's bring this all home and connect it directly to your future work in food science and technology.
Okay, the crucial point is this. Your professional mandate is to apply science to all four of these dimensions. You will enhance availability by developing better preservation techniques to cut down on waste. You'll improve access by formulating products that are affordable and nutritious. You will ensure utilization by mastering food safety and fortification. And you will bolster stability by creating shelf-stable foods that make our supply chain more resilient. Your work is critical to every single leg of this stool.
I'll leave you with this final thought. As you look at this complete system, and as you think about the growing pressures from climate change and global volatility, which of these four dimensions do you think is the most fragile? Which one requires our most urgent attention? As the future leaders in this field, you're going to be the ones creating the answers.